How did it feel to have Milo Yiannopoulos make Richard Spencer seem reasonable?
Props to Richard Spencer for either hiding his horrible ideology or doing genuine reformation. I'm not sure what he's doing. I meet people where they're at. Milo is, I feel like I understand Milo pretty well, maybe.
What is he? Who is he now?
Man, my chat made fun of me when I said this, but I feel like Milo, I want to say Milo, for a brief moment in time, was like one of the top 3 to 5 most popular political pundit people in the world. In like 2016, right? Or in that era. He was going to colleges. He had books out. Everybody knew him all over the world. He was making everybody mad. He was on this like alt-right / Trump binge. And then, man, that pedo convo really just did a number on him. The
beginning of the spiral down. Did you see the vlog where he flew to Hawaii to try and throw his engagement ring into an active volcano? And then the Hawaii local environmental organization said, we don't let people go and throw personal possessions into active volcanoes. So he got a bottle of vodka, rented a boat, and then was drinking the bottle of vodka, showing how expensive the ring was on his phone before he, blink, just threw it into the Pacific.
I did not see that.
That was a sad vlog to watch.
Jeez.
So where is he now? Who is he now?
I think he's just desperately trying to carve out some political niche. And right now it seems like that's like this Christian nationalist thing, but he like exists solely in these strange spaces on Telegram. He has no like social media anywhere because he's banned from everything. And he doesn't really have like a coherent political ideology or lifestyle or platform or anything. So he's just like, he's like grifted into this very, very niche, weird world where he's trying to like make some kind of name for himself, but it doesn't seem like it's going too well.
It seems to me, watching him against you, and then also I've seen him do a couple of other little interviews over the last couple of years, it's kind of like watching a punch-drunk boxer trying to get back into the ring one last time. He did have kind of charm. It was a real trolley charm, but there was something like whimsical and kind of funny and sort of subversive about what he used to do. And then it was so just like icky and gloves off, but not in a ruthless way, kind of in a scrappy, scrabbling, bottom of the barrel way with that debate with you. And then you bring up like one point, there's one bit of pushback that you get, like one legitimate piece of pushback, which was still couched quite a lot. For the people that haven't seen it, you brought up the thing that he was cancelled for as he started accusing you of like having kids that were going to be future pedophiles or something. And you're like, this is not the stance for you of all people to take. And then that immediately just broke his brain. And I thought, dude, like if you're going to fucking dish it out for 50 minutes, at least be able to take it on the other side. And he couldn't. So it really just, I don't know. It's like the death throes of some fucking like old singer who's touring again and can't hit the high notes.
Yeah, that's basically how I view it, yeah.
What has changed then with the landscape that means that Milo is no longer, like, is it just that kind of trolley alt-right stuff is not cool anymore?
Yeah, so something I give myself a lot of credit for is I've been doing online content now in a fairly relevant way for about 13 years. And in order to maintain at a level to where you're still accruing new followers, where people still want to look at you for what's going on in the modern day, you kind of have to adapt to the changing kind of like political landscapes. I'm sure stuff changed fast in the past too, but man, today on the internet, political movements will come and go in like 1 to 4 years, depending on the movement. Milo definitely thrived in this kind of like alt-right explosive era where trolling and attacking college kids and being as provocative as possible and pushing back against the SJWs, that's what we used to call woke people back in the 2016 days. That was like the height of what he did. But I feel like he never really adapted past that, and he's still kind of like looking back towards that. Like you said, like he's got like his provocative attitude and all of that, and he's got his, I think manner of speaking he copied from like Hitchens, where he's like, this oration style, but he doesn't really have any substance anymore. Like, no offense, but like, are we really looking to like Milo Yiannopoulos for the ideal Christian type of lifestyle? And now he's like super pro censorship, and it's like, I don't know, it's just very strange.
I did a debate in Qatar about masculinity about 6 weeks ago, and they put up a montage of a bunch of different people commenting on how feminism had gone too far. The fucking first person was Milo Yiannopoulos. And I had to kind of couch it, and I was like, look, I do it. And then after that was Rogan, and then there was Peterson and blah, blah, blah. Guys, if you have brought me here to try and defend Milo Yiannopoulos, I'm like, that's not the job that I was sent here to do. Like, there's criticisms that we can have about all sorts of stuff. But like, I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. another thing that's interesting is how are you talking about how quick political movements come and go? Like Milo and Nick Fuentes. I mean, that was the shortest relationship in history.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I called all of that. I told these motherfuckers that when the Ye stuff popped up, that this is going to be like a 2 to 3 month thing. And it felt like Fuentes banked a lot on Ye being like his new explosive reach to the public. And I think Milo also was like looking at like his way back into fame. But Ye's done this before, right? Where he wanted to run for president, I think in 2016, and he came and went in like 2 weeks. And then he repeated like the same thing again. I was like, how are you taking this guy seriously? The I Love Hitler guy who has no foundation for any political belief whatsoever. Yeah, that it was a short relationship. It was dumb. I don't know how much you follow on Telegram.
No, not much.
These guys are fighting like crazy. Like I think Fuentes just dropped yesterday that this guy called Ali Alexander, who is the leader of the Stop the Steal movement, is like a pedophile or something, and that Milo Yiannopoulos was defending him. And I think Milo Yiannopoulos a few days ago was trying to drop things proving that people are it's so much crazy.
Is everyone
infighting.
a pedophile?
Yeah, but that's always like the go-to, I think, with everybody. Yeah.
Do you know the word nonce? Do you know what that is?
Doesn't it mean like stupid in British or something?
Nonce is pedo.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
In British, yeah. So you'll see if it's ever anybody in England that's accusing someone else of being a pedo, it would be that. Wasn't there something? Didn't Nick Fuentes say that Milo is taking Percocet to stop himself from being gay? Isn't he medicating himself out of his homosexuality?
That's what he says. So when I'm writing stuff on this on people, I like sources. I need screenshots. I need videos. Yep. These guys are making a lot of claims to each other. I haven't seen any proof of anything. So it's really funny. Like I'll probably repeat some of it if I'm trying to like trigger some of them. But is it actually true? I have no idea. I mean, I watched Fuentes I think it was either yesterday or the day before, and he's like, I heard from people who were working with Milo, and they have no reason to lie. Tell me about this and that and that. And it's like...
Couldn't be more
yeah, and I'm like, come on, dude.
Source.
Yeah, give me at least like a screenshot or something, yeah.
Talk to me about being on stage when someone like Milo really tries to sort of take the gloves off. It seems like you can keep your cool, which I think is a pretty impressive thing to be able to do. Is that innate? Is that something that you've developed? Do you ever get asked for tips on debating, and what would you tell people?
I've always been like a really cool person. I don't know why. My transition, I worked a job when I was 17, 18. I worked at McDonald's, okay, lovely fast food restaurant. And I was so good at handling irate customers that somebody in line there noticed and then recommended me for another job at a casino that I worked at, where I also worked a graveyard shift because I could handle a lot of irate customers. So I've always been good at just like dealing with people that are just like, this is dumb, like whatever. So I don't know why I've had that skill baked into me for a long time. Now when I run into people like that, I have to be very strategic. I have to think a lot about how I'm supposed to deal with it, because my background in internet shit talking is huge. And that's very, very fun for me. Like if somebody wants to roll around in the dirt, I will gladly, like, let's have like a 2-hour screaming match. I would love nothing more, but it doesn't really look good on me. So I have to be like very measured. There are a lot of things I wanted to say to Milo, and I have to like pick my spots very carefully.
Why didn't you do that?
2 reasons. So one, in the 2016 era of politics, the way that you communicated strength to people was through like destroying people, like screaming at them, going hard, like, oh, you're so fucking stupid, blah, blah, blah. Like that's how we did it. And that's whatever, that's why that was where my comeuppance was like being that really like loud, unruly, angry, kind of left-leaning person that would destroy people. But then 2020 onwards, now the way you communicate strength is this like quiet, stoic type of like manly, like nothing affects me. So now when I'm like dealing with people, the way that you deliver the insult has to be like, it's got to be like a bit more cool, a bit more collected, a bit less emotionally impacted. So I kind of have to think when I'm navigating conversations, like I have to attack him because he's obviously saying some wild shit, and it would be really funny, and I have good attacks, but I can't attack him in a way that makes it seem like I'm upset. So there's like a whole like strategy to like dealing with people that are like really trying to needle you,
What's happening, people? If you enjoyed that, then press here for a selection of the best clips from the podcast over the last few weeks. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.